this seminar is called Metaphors as Tool for Research and Education. And I will talk a little bit about how metaphors could be used intentionally in research and as well as in education. And I will mainly be using education as an example where we will be discussing how you could use the tool of metaphors for improving teaching and education. Let me now see where I put a little thing where I could change. Yes. For those of you who were not here during the morning presentation, my name is Anders Uppenblad, and I have at least 15 years of experience from metaphors, working with metaphors, using it as a research tool and also in education. And you could say that for me, metaphors, they are kind of a lens through which I experience the world. And when I say it's a lens, it's also, of course, a metaphor in itself. They help me to reframe. We were discussing before in the morning seminar how you could think critically, how you could try to come up with new ideas. Metaphors help me to rethink, to reframe things, to say something new, to look at it from another point of view. And for this seminar, I mean, if I would put a seminar to tell you about what this seminar is about, then I would say that it's about offering tools, but not this kind of tools, but tools in a metaphorical sense. And it's also what we call in Sweden, it's one of the two words that Swedish has exported, smorgasbord, but in Sweden we say smörgåsbord. The other word, by the way, is ombudsman. Or a buffet, which shouldn't either be interpreted literally. I forgot one thing to say. I had practiced this for so long time. Selamat datang. Yes. I shall also tell you something about the main reason why I am originally here in Malaysia, together with my two friends and colleagues, Babur and Roshni. We are arranging a conference together, which is called ELTA, which I also talked about a little bit this morning, exploring leadership and learning theories in Asia. We will talk a little bit more about this conference later, but I wanted to mention that well, you have just arrived, but I think you, as me, also feel very warmly welcome here to Malaysia. And you could say that this is like coming home. But if we take this literally, it is a metaphor, because I am not coming home when I'm going here. This is just to give you more and more examples of metaphors are everywhere, everywhere. Another metaphor could be that there is a friendly atmosphere. Well, friendly might not be a metaphor, but atmosphere, I think, is a kind of a metaphor, because the atmosphere is something around the earth. A warm climate is also a metaphor in the sense, if you interpret it as an organizational climate. There is a very warm climate at this university. You feel welcome. Then it's actually also a metaphor, because climate is something which is about how warm it is outside. But the word climate has also become to be used for a kind of culture, in the cultural sense. So when I shall describe the temperature here in Malaysia, I would have to use another metaphor than the climate metaphor. And it's a little bit like entering a sauna for me, actually. I have to tell you. But it's a very nice sauna. I like it. Yes, let's consider for a little while what research is about, because this seminar is also about how you can use metaphors in your research. So why do you make research? Why do you do research? Why do you study things? And perhaps you could categorize all aims to three groups of aims. You could either improve the situation, some kind of normative aim, you could understand something, or you could criticize it, or you could combine any of those three. And to use metaphors in research is primarily about the two latter, to understand and criticize. It could also be used to improve, but primarily to understand and criticize. And when I say criticize, I don't mean to be negative. I don't mean criticize in the negative sense. I mean criticize to question that which is taken for granted. To question mainstream assumptions. That is what I mean with question. Some metaphors for research. I don't know about your metaphors, but perhaps one of the most dominating metaphors for research is that we shall collect data. It's a little bit like mushroom picking. I don't know if you pick mushrooms here even in Malaysia, but in Sweden we go to the forest and pick mushrooms. It's a little bit like this. And is this really a good metaphor for saying something interesting about what research is about? Collecting data. Data are out there, we can just go and collect them. Perhaps doing a study is instead to construct something. Then we are going to the construction industry metaphor, building metaphor. Seeing through lenses is also a metaphor, of course. Another way to understand what research is about. Or mapping, also a metaphor. We map things. Which would you, if you please consider for a few seconds, what is your own imagination of research? And try to put it in terms of a metaphor, something that if you interpret it literally, it would be false. Please consider on your own. What is research for you? Yes. Any suggestions? What is research? A metaphor for your own understanding of what research is? Yes, please.
Enter into a tunnel and looking for light.
Looking for light.
I have read inside a tunnel yet no light.
You are walking in a funnel and you are looking for the light. And what's the light?
Probably the way to continue with the research, or I managed to draw a conclusion from my research.
Okay. So to you, as I would interpret the tunnel and the light, research isn't very positive for you. At least not until you reach the light. To go into a tunnel, which is, I guess, dark and dark.
Yeah, probably.
I hope that you soon will get to the light.
Yeah. So with the tools given here, or
Yes.
with the tools that may able to help me to search for the light
Yes,
faster.
yes. A lamp perhaps could be a good tool for you in this case, to speak metaphorically. Yes. Anyone else?